Hi Libra, Jen here. I'm doing a weekly energy update for the week of September 21st. Today is a new moon in Virgo. I think it's also an eclipse as well. So I just wanted to do a quick little energy update for September and see what we have for you. And let's see, so far you have the World. You have two major arcanas, the World, the Moon in reverse, and the High Priestess in reverse. So let's see what we have here. You have three major arcanas, Libra. So major, like big life lessons on a 5D level, on a more profound level. So let's see here. Give me 1 second. So you have the World coming out, right? And the World to me is about like that final step, that final completion. This is after the Fool has went through his entire journey. This is the last card in the Fool's journey. This is like fate, right? Completion, fulfillment, things of that nature. So in the recent past, something literally, a cycle closed out and a new one began. Right now in your current energy, the Moon, upright, it's in reverse. When upright, it's about illusions, you know, it's about false beliefs, distorted truths. It can even mean things that are buried deep within yourself that haven't really come up to the surface yet, so it kind of distorts things. It's almost like half truths. If you look if you look at water under the moonlight, you can only see the surface. You can't really see how deep it goes, right? It's very distorted. But in reverse, this is some things coming up to the surface. This is some truths coming out, which is great. You know, if there's anything that's hidden, this can even be hidden truths about yourself, about the environment, and we'll dive a little bit deeper to see exactly what that is now coming towards you, which is interesting if any of you have Taurus in your chart, because Taurus got the same exact card in the same exact position, the High Priestess in reverse. You know, this is someone who is intuitive. This is someone who knows but really doesn't speak. Very this is my claircognizant card. This is someone who can read the room and kind of pick up on everything, but doesn't really say much. They kind of keep it to themselves. This is also the card about, to me, the way I interpret it, the Magician is almost like that external manifestation, and the High Priestess is like that shadow work in reverse, which is weird because you have the Moon in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse. Now, this can also mean someone like a diviner, a spiritual person who's not who they seem. This can be, this can also maybe mean your intuition is maybe a little off, kind of foggy, but we'll dive deep. Let's see what else we have here. What's the clarifying card for the World? Okay, you have 8 of Wands. So this came really fast. Whatever chapter this was, it could have to do with work too. Some of you might have started a new job or ended a new job. That kind of completed, and that kind of, whatever it was regarding some sort of action that you took, because Wands is about action. It happened very fast and it closed out a chapter in your life. Clarifying the Moon, you have the 5 of Cups. So whatever this is that's coming up to the surface, literally, it's not that it's coming up, it's there. For some of you, you may be feeling a little bit melancholy about it. You know, 5 of Cups, it's mourning what's lost, right? It's a sense of mourning. It's almost like crying over spilled milk. But what I also love about the 5 of Cups is that there's also a reminder of what remains, right? So if there was a completion or an ending that occurred in your recent past and some truths came out, anything that was distorted, any rose colored glasses that you had on that are off. Yeah, it could, you know, sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes, especially when, you know, upright, it's kind of like that fantasy that we make for ourselves. And then when we realize what it is, it's kind of like, oh, well, that sucks, right? But all is not lost with the Five of Cups. You still have 2 cups here standing. And this is my card of being grateful even through the madness. This is my card of gratitude, so to speak, along with the 4 of Cups as well. You know, because the 5 of Cups, before that is the 4 of Cups, right? And the 4 of Cups, it's right before that major, like, feeling of loss. Like, let's say you have something and it's right in front of you. The 4 of Cups is literally almost like that last look, what you have, like, look, and he has, like, the girl or boy has his hands folded, and it's like, no. Well, the 5 of Cups comes right after that. And it's almost like I said, it's almost like mourning what you had. And I don't want to say that maybe you didn't appreciate it when you had it, but it's kind of like that. But again, it's not a bad or a good thing. You know, sometimes those sort of things just happen. That's life, and we are allowed to walk our own path. And all, like I said, all is not lost. All is never lost. You know, it might feel that way because we are speaking of cups, the emotional aspect of it, where it's like, oh, gee, that really sucks. But all is not really lost, especially if this has to do with a situation where if you didn't know what was going on, or there was some distorted truths and you had to know, that happened for your highest and greatest good. You don't want to live in a lie. Okay, you don't want to live in a lie. You want all the facts. You want everything laid out, because if you live in a lie, then you live in a fantasy, right? And sometimes coming out of that fantasy can be a little bit disappointing, because it's like, wow, it's not what I thought. But at least you know, because who wants to live in a distorted truth, in a distorted, you know, la la land? So clarifying the High Priestess is the 6 of Cups. And look how you move forward. So this is you kind of revisiting, because my 6 of Cups is my, like, nostalgic card, memories, you know, past connections. And with the High Priestess in reverse, give me 1 second, Libra. I think for some of you, what's coming at you is a realization that maybe your intuition was off about certain situations from the past. Okay? Whatever this is, it's really gonna shake your foundation a bit, where you may feel like you can't trust yourself again, almost, or like you can't trust people, right? And I kind of get the feeling like it's gonna literally make you, what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't want it to make you bitter, Libra, because that's what I'm getting with the High Priestess in reverse, and the 6 of Cups. Now, it could be, you know, the High Priestess can be another person, you know, someone in your energy that just couldn't be trusted. And it could be someone from the past, or it could just be you thinking of the past, but in a High Priestess in reverse mentality. Whereas, you know, whatever occurred here, it's really shifted your perspective. Okay? It's really shifted your perspective. It's kind of, you feel like you can't trust your intuition, or maybe your intuition is off, you know, things of that nature. And listen, I get it, because sometimes if we, you know, we all say the sky is blue, and if tomorrow they're like, no, it was never blue, it was purple, that's really gonna bog your mind, like, what? And it's something that you have to really recover from. And it's, especially if it's something that you really truly believed in, and then you realize that it's a lie, that can really mess your head up. I get it. It can really screw with your psyche where you're second guessing, and that's what I'm getting from this, like second guessing your intuition or your own wisdom. So let's see, and it has to do with a situation in the past, but you're moving forward, because you go from the 5 to the 6 of Cups. So let's see, and after the 6 of Cups comes that 7 of Cups, where now you actually have some options, but you still also have to stay grounded. Okay, so let's see. No, I don't want this deck. Let's see. Give me a clarifier for the World and the 8 of Wands. What did Libra complete? Whether it be a lesson or karmic contract. What was the completion for Libra? What is this? The Fool in reverse. Okay. Some of you, Libra, there probably was an opportunity that was maybe presented to you. And I think some of you kind of didn't take a risk on something. That's what I'm getting. Either you didn't take a risk or you didn't have faith that it would work out. And like that door kind of closed, like that chapter closed. That's what I'm getting. Like there was some sort of leap of faith that needed to occur, and you just was like, nope, you were close to it. I don't see a door shutting. I see you shutting the door on something. Now, if it was for your highest and greatest good, I don't know, because we do have free will, but it's something in the past where you could have taken a leap of faith on and took a risk. You didn't. So it wasn't the door closing in your face. You were the one who closed the door. Let's get a clarifier for the Moon and the 5 of Cups. Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, so for some of you, this can be Page of Swords in the reverse is kind of like my gossip girl, because swords is about communication, thoughts. In reverse, this is communication or idea or news that is not easily digested and accepted. This is not the best of news. This could even be gossip amongst friend groups, family, wherever you see fit. But it was some sort of communication that came in, or news that just, yeah, because that's what I'm getting. Like there's a truth that came out that really kind of just, it was kind of like, wow. I think it really shook you up. It was like, wow, I was not expecting that. Some sort of truth. Let's see. Could have to do with another air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Let's get an overall energy for the High Priestess and the 6 of Cups as the outcome. I think you're realizing that your intuition about the situation, once you're like revisiting it and you're playing like the tape back, you're probably realizing either your intuition or your inner wisdom, or it's kind of shaken up a bit. It's still foggy because of this. Or it could be a person. But clarifying is the 3 of Wands. And the 3 of Wands is usually like when you're waiting for results or waiting for an opportunity. And clarifying this, I think you're just waiting for this to pass, whatever this is. Whatever news this is, it's like right now your intuition is a little bit, and if it's not your intuition, if you're not sorry, if it's not you as the High Priestess, it could just be another person from the past presenting as the High Priestess in reverse, which is someone that is like not, they could have even shared like information about you, or you could have shared information about them. I'm being really honest here. Three of Wands is waiting for results, just waiting how things are going to end. And I think that's kind of where you're going to be at, where it's kind of like you're in this state of going over everything, thinking about everything. And it's like, okay, where is this headed? You know, this is just waiting how things are going to play out now. Like, what's the next step? So let's see. Let me get an oracle here to close this out. But yeah, definitely some news that it just kind of like, wow. It's like, wow. So if that resonates, let me know in the comments. But I do see it kind of, I do see your ships are coming in, whatever the situation is, and you're just waiting. It's like a waiting period now, and you're kind of like suspended. Like your brain is still trying to process everything, and it's going over things, and it could have to do with something in the past, or you could just be living in the memory of it while you're waiting for the situation to pass. But let's see. Okay, Libra, you have what happened. What happened to you? Now is not the time to give up or give in. You've come too far to give up now. That's your oracle card. What happened? What happened to you? Now is not the time to give up or give in. And that's definitely the energy that I'm getting with the Three of Wands. It's kind of like you're feeling like, okay, I can't trust my intuition or my gut, or you may not even be able to trust people. You may feel like, now I can't trust anyone after this, right? I feel like I want to pull a message from the angels and ancestors, which I'm going to do because I'm guided to. Let's see what we have here. Let me pull one last oracle. And you have warrior. Be fearless. Be fearless and stand strong. That's what I have for you. Be fearless and stand strong. I'm surprised I didn't get the strength card, because I feel like for some of you, that's really needed right now. And even though it's not here, I'm going to say it anyway, because it's being enforced by this warrior. So be fearless and stand strong, Libra. I'm going to do a bonus for you. And if any of these messages resonate, Libra, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, take care.